Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my uni experience and really give you a little bit of advice from someone that's actually been there, done that. If you are looking to go to uni, or even if you are currently going to uni but you're a bit unsure about whether it's the right fit for you. Just to give you a little bit of a background about where I went to uni, why I went to uni to begin with. I went to uni in London, West London, Brunel, and I studied business management and marketing. To be completely honest with you, the only reason that I decided to go to uni is because I had no idea what I'm doing with my life, and it was kind of expected of me. I come from an Eastern European background and I have Eastern European parents, and I felt like it was just kind of expected from me to sort of do that. My parents have not forced me, by the way, to go to uni. That's not the case. But in my 18-year-old mind, I kind of thought that's just what I need to do to make my family proud. And on top of that, to be honest, I just thought my friends are going to uni and I don't want to miss out, because I thought they're going to have so much fun. They're going to do all these crazy things. I can't miss out on that. I basically had FOMO. I didn't really think too much about what I want to do, why I want to go to uni, what can I get out of going to uni. I didn't really take all of these things into consideration. So I kind of just picked the one subject that I thought I was decent at in sixth form, and just went with it, to be fair. And then my friend on top of that said she's going to do business management marketing, and I thought, well, my friend's doing it as well, so fuck it. Yeah, so I kind of just went with the flow. I thought it's just a fun experience. I didn't really think too much into it. When I actually started uni, I was still in that sort of school mindset. So I went to my lectures. For the first term, I went to every single lecture, seminars, I'd show up. I put in some work, not a lot. And then I kind of got lost in the life. Having all of that freedom and realizing, well, no one's actually like watching what I do. No one's keeping track of whether I'm actually going to lectures or not. I'm living without my parents, so I don't have my parents to be asking me if like I studied. So there was a lot of freedom, a lot. And I kind of just got lost in it and stopped going to lectures completely. After the first term, I don't think I've attended a single lecture. I was mainly focused on going out partying, getting drunk, all the good stuff, that happens at uni. So that is kind of how my first year went. Second year, I thought this is the year that I'm going to be serious. I'm going to, get the work done. I'm going to go to all my exams. I still would do the assignments. So that's why I obviously passed my first year, but I just wasn't going to lectures. So I thought this year I'm going to be different. I'm actually going to go to every single lecture. I went to my first lecture and that was it. Haven't been to another lecture after that. And I once again was still lost in the life. If anything, it actually got worse second year, because that's when COVID hit and I was in a house full of students with nothing to do, unable to go anywhere. So it kind of made sense to get lost a little bit more. So yeah, that's kind of how my second year went. Third year, I was actually in a relationship and I moved out with my boyfriend. We had a little flat. That's when I actually started working, because obviously we had to pay our bills. The student finance wasn't cutting it anymore, so had to actually start working. So then I kind of got lost in the work, which is like the complete opposite of my first and second year, but still wasn't putting the effort into my degree, wasn't putting the effort into studying anything like that. So it got worse and worse progressively, which is a shame because I do wish sometimes that I quit earlier when I did actually realize that it wasn't for me, because I would have saved so much more money and I would have saved myself a lot of debt that I owe the government. So what I'm really trying to say is you don't actually need to make a decision just because you feel the pressure to. Realistically, at 18, you don't know what you want to do. Let's be real. There are a few people out there, like one of my friends actually, she knew what she wanted to do from the get-go, and she kind of just put the work in to get where she wanted to be, and now she is on that path. But with most people, like me, at 18, we have no idea what we want to do. And that's okay. I feel like we are being pressured into making such a huge decision for our future at such a young age. And most of the time, a lot of us go wrong because you're not mentally prepared to make that decision. You don't have enough knowledge to be able to make this decision. So we go to university, we study something that we don't actually want anything to do with in the future. And a lot of us don't actually end up working in the fields that we study. Now, with me, I actually never completed my degree, which I know it is probably the biggest waste because I did complete the 4 years. I just never actually did my dissertation. I never sat through my last exams. And so I basically dropped out in my very final year. So that's 4 years because I did also retake my third year. So that's 4 years that I have wasted of my life on something that I don't actually want to do, first of all. And second of all, I got myself into so much debt. It's unreal. I don't even want to check it, but I think it's somewhere around £100,000 that I owe the government for my student finance. So taking a step back and taking off that pressure of making this decision can save you all of that. Don't make the same mistakes that I did, honestly, because you will find yourself in a point in life where you're thinking, why did I waste so much time? And don't get me wrong, if I could do it all over again, I probably would do it exactly the same, just because of the experiences that I've gained. I have made incredible connections with people. I met the love of my life. I matured a lot because living alone, honestly, teaches you a lot. You need to think about all sorts of things. It taught me how to budget, first of all, because every time student finance would come in, I had to put money aside for my rent. So I had different savings accounts, one for my rent, one for my food, one for leisure, for going out, you know. So it does teach you very, very valuable lessons. It teaches you how to develop as an adult, but it's not always worth it in terms of the academic side of things. In my opinion anyway. Now, if you are the type of person that knows exactly what they want, you know your path, you know how you're going to get there, then absolutely go for it. You know, there's certain people that know, I want to become an engineer or I want to be a doctor, and you put the time and effort into studying to get there. That's absolutely fine. That is exactly what you should do because that is your dream, is your passion. But if you're like me and you're unsure, honestly, I would highly recommend just taking the time. That doesn't mean not going to university at all. You can literally take a gap year. There's so many things you can do and delay this a little bit longer just until you are fully ready. Or you may not be fully ready, but just until you get a little bit more of an understanding of what you would want to do with your life. Like, you can take a gap year, go travel, go see the world, and that can inspire you to think, you know, I want to do this or I want to do that. I feel like when we're in school, it's so hard to know what you want to do in life because all you know is that environment, you don't actually get to see anything else. You don't actually get to experience anything else. All you know is school and home most of the time, most people anyway. So after you finish school, taking that time to sort of figure out what you like in life, what you want to do, could be very, very beneficial. Because to be completely honest, if I could do it all over again, I would definitely choose a different subject, something that I am passionate about, something that would make me want to get up and go to lectures and study, something that is interesting to me. Business has always been something that was interesting to me, but not to the point that I want to actually sit in a 2-hour lecture and learn about it. You know, where I work now, honestly, this is what made me realize that going to university is not your only option. It's not the best thing. Having a degree means nothing now, if we're being completely honest. Maybe in other countries it's different, but in the UK, having a degree honestly means nothing. It's the value of a degree went down so badly because anyone can get a degree nowadays. Anyone can go to university. Obviously, it does depend on the field you want to work in, the industry you want to work in. It does depend a lot on that as well. But a lot of the time, when people hire you, they won't hire you because you have a degree. They hire you because of your experience. And I've gotten to realize this where I work now. Where I work now, most management positions are filled with people that haven't actually gone to university. They haven't got a degree. Some people didn't even go sixth form. They started working from the age of 18 and they built their way up. And that is the case with most people in high positions where I currently work. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to put you off of going to university because, like I said before, it's an amazing experience and I would do it all over again just because of the social side of it. But I think it's worth really sitting down and just thinking about all your options because there are plenty of things you can do, honestly. There are things like apprenticeships where you get to actually work in the field and see what it's about and you get to choose whether you like it or not. I think apprenticeships are such a good thing. I know a lot of people who have gone through apprenticeships and they have really successful careers now. So my honest advice is to take your time. Don't rush into making a decision if you're unsure. If you are currently at university, if you're studying and you want to drop out, follow your gut and just drop out. I wish I did it earlier. I wish I didn't waste so much time because I could have been somewhere very different now. I could have been at a very, very different stage in my life if I did that early. If you are someone who wants to go to uni or is thinking about going to uni, but once again, you're unsure of what you want to study, you're unsure if it's the right choice for you, take your time. Don't rush into making the decision, honestly. I know it can be hard. I know obviously your school is putting pressure, your parents are probably putting pressure. It's okay to not know what you want to do at 18. It's absolutely fine to not know what you want to do. I am 24 and I'm still unsure of what I want to do with my life. I work a full-time job that I'm not exactly a fan of. I don't really like it at all, to be completely honest. But I am trying new things because of the experience and the knowledge I've gained with time. I'm currently running my own business part-time. I do lashes, as you can tell from the setup behind me. I discovered this whole new content creation thing and I'm very excited about this. And like I said, I'm 24. People probably expect me to have my life together by now. They probably expect that I have a solid life plan of what I want to do. I don't, and that's okay. stop putting pressure on yourself to figure it all out, because it's okay to not know it all. It's okay to take time and experience life a little bit before you make a decision. And that's the case with any decision you make, really. Not just about going to university, but one thing that I have learned is that you're not going to be the same person in a year from now that you are today. You're probably going to have completely different interests next year to the ones you have now. And you can't predict what you're going to be like. No one can, not even you. Anyways, I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you guys. If you watched until the end, thank you so much for sticking around. Honestly, it means so much. Make sure to subscribe if you do want to see more content from me, and make sure to also like the video, because it does help me so much, and it helps this video get pushed to more people. And I will see you guys in my next one.